Alright, we're doing another live stream using our level 1 workbook. I'm changing the live stream days to Monday, so Mondays at 5 p.m. we're going to be doing exercises from the workbook. Today we are going to be looking at uro, which is used to talk about going a direction of movement to some place. So last time on Friday we looked at how you can use the air particle to talk about going and coming places. This is very common, but it's not the only way that you can talk about going in directions. This is another really common way, using this ro particle. Now, this ro particle is used in a couple different ways in Korean. This is one of these ways, which is used to talk about going in some direction. So, for example, in English we might say, I'm headed towards somewhere, or I'm going, I'm headed this way, or I'm coming your direction, that kind of thing. That's the sort of feeling that this uro has. Let's look at some practice using some vocabulary. So write sentences using place uro with the noun and the verb. The first one has been done as an example. So the first example we have 집, which is house or home, 집, and we have 가다. Now, because 집 ends on a consonant, we add 으로. So 집으로 가요 means I'm headed towards home, or I'm going home, I'm going in the direction of home. Let's look at this next one, B. B is 헬스장 and 가다. 헬스장 and 가다. 헬스장 means the gym. It's a combination of 헬스, which is the word health in Korean, plus 장, which means place. So literally, 헬스장 means health place, but it means the gym. So we start with our noun, 헬스장. Now, because this ends on a consonant, we add 으로. 헬스장으로 가요. I go. So in the direction of the 헬스장, in the direction of the gym, is where I am going. Next we have C. We have 카페 and 오다. 카페 and 오다. Does anyone know what a 카페 is in Korean? It should be pretty clear. We have a similar sounding word in English. 카페. The cafe, yes, perfect. Cafe means cafe. Now, because this ends on a vowel, you just add ro, 카페로, and then 오다 in the present tense becomes 와요. 오다 means to come, and so 와요 means I come. 카페로 와요 means I come in the direction of the cafe, or somebody comes towards the cafe. Okay, D. We have 미국 and 가다. 미국 means America, the country of America, or the USA. So 미국, this ends on a consonant, so we attach 으로. 미국으로 가요. I've always had these live streams on Fridays in the evening, but today we're changing it. For now, we're changing it to Mondays. 미국으로 가요. I go in the direction of America, or I go towards America, I go to the US. E, we have 호주 and 오다. Why on Monday? I don't know. I was missing having my Friday evenings to myself. The weekend and everything. Sometimes I wanted to do things, or sometimes I want to go places on the weekend. So Monday was just a better day for me. Can you give a quick explanation on the particle? Yeah, sure. This uro particle is used in a couple different ways in Korean, but one of the ways that it's used is to talk about a direction of movement. So when you're talking about places, it can be used to talk about going somewhere or going in some direction. So now it's always Mondays, yes, Mondays. But I'll still post things on YouTube if you do want to check them at a different time. If you want to watch the videos later, if Monday's not a good day for you, you can always watch the live streams on YouTube after I post them there. Okay, what is the name of the book? The book is called the Level 1 Workbook. This is what the cover looks like. It is linked in this TikTok live stream, so you can find it linked in the live stream, and it's also on our website. Goose Apple Books, yes. Goose Apple Books is our YouTube name. How do you know if it's different from and så? So we talk about this a little bit later, but essentially they're very similar. They can be used in a lot of similar situations. The particle is kind of a simple particle that just points at this location. There's emphasis on the location. This is where you're going. Uro has a feeling of movement and direction. So when you use uro, you're kind of talking about the path of travel in sort of an indirect way. So there's times when one's more appropriate than the other, but generally they're pretty interchangeable. You'll see both of them used all the time. Hoju and oda. Does anyone know where Hoju is? Hoju. There's a bit of a clue in the picture. Australia. Yes, thank you, Lotte. Hoju is Australia. This ends on a vowel, so we just add ro, wa, yo. So someone comes towards Australia. We're headed towards Australia. This next one, Torgil. Does anyone know where Torgil is? Torgil. Germany, Björnland. Yes, perfect. Torgil is Germany in Korean, and this ends on a consonant, but be careful with this because the consonant is a lil pachim, and this lil, when you're conjugating things, you don't have to add the you just go ro. So it's kind of an irregular conjugation here, but instead of Torgil uro, you just say Torgil lo. Torgil lo kayo. If you say Torgil-ro, people would probably still understand you, but this is the appropriate way to do it. Torgil-lo kayo. I go towards Germany. How did I get that book? I made it. I am one of the authors. But if you're looking to get this book, you can find it on Amazon, you can find it on TikTok Shop, you can find it on our website. This is the cover right here. It's called the Level 1 Workbook. Okay, next we have 식당 and order. What is the exact translation of ro? It's hard within languages to do direct translations like this. You could translate it directly to just the word to, perhaps in some situations. That it's an okay translation, but in general it's tricky. It's a great book. I have it. Thank you, Louise. I'm glad you like it. And yes, 식당 means restaurant. So 식당 is the restaurant, and then it ends on a consonant, so we attach ro. 식당으로, towards the restaurant, to the restaurant, I come. While. I come towards the restaurant, she comes towards the restaurant, he comes towards the restaurant, anything like that. You're right, it actually is the past tense. I missed this. So we want to put this in the past tense, right? 식당으로, that is 왔어요. We have to put it in the past tense with this 왔어요. Thank you, good catch, everybody. Past tense is what we're using here. This one also is the past tense, and the noun we have is the 캠핑장. 캠핑장. Does anyone know what 캠핑장 is? Now it combines this word camping with this word 장. And this 장 adds a little bit of an extra meaning to describe this thing. Camping park, yes. Camping park or camping ground, camp place. Literally it's camping place, but in English we'd probably say campsite or campground. Mama bear, perfect, yes. 캠핑장. The campsite or the campground ends on a consonant, so 으로, to the camping ground, to the campsite. 갔어요. Past tense of 가다 is 갔어요. I went. I went in the direction of the camping ground. 장 means park. It means like place, literally, kind of. Or, so it can mean park in some places, but it's often combined with things to say a place where you do something. Like this actually uses 장 as well. 헬스장 is a combination of 헬스 and 장. Health place, literally. 수영장 is a combination of 수영, swimming, and 장, place. So it's a swimming place or a pool. Can mean area, yes. Can also mean area as well. Okay. Now the last one we have here is 바다 and 가다. 바다 is the ocean or the beach. So the beach, 가다, and we want the future tense. We haven't used the future tense yet, but let's start with our noun. We're going to say 바다, the beach. This ends on a vowel, so we just add 로, 바다로, to the beach. Now how do we put 가다 in the future tense? If you still need practice conjugating these tenses, don't worry. We do cover them earlier in the book. You can always go back and check. But that becomes 갈 거예요. That is the future tense. Or 갈 거야. Yes, 갈 거야 is more casual. It's the more casual language, but that's also fine. If you're speaking casually, you could say 바다로 갈 거야. That's fine. In this book, we generally use this level of formality, so 바다로 갈 거예요. Or if you want to even be more formal, you could say 바다로 갈 겁니다, which is the most honorific version, using the 습니다, 씁니다 form. They all essentially mean the same thing. You're going towards the beach. All right. Let's do a couple of multiple choice questions. The first one, A. Which particle is used to emphasize your destination? So we talk about this more in the grammar textbook. Yes, they are the same. But when you're emphasizing just the destination of your arrival, you use the air particle. The air particle just simply emphasizes that this is the location to which you are going. If you want to emphasize this next particle, B, which particle is used to emphasize your direction of movement? So this answer to B, have a think. Which one do you use when you're emphasizing your direction of movement? Yes. Thank you, everybody. You are correct. You use 으로. So when you are emphasizing your direction of travel, you can use 으로. This is particularly important if the direction you're going has some meaning to what you're saying. If you're saying you're going towards this cafe, maybe you're going in an indirect route, maybe you're traveling along a certain road or a certain street, you're describing the certain pathway that you're going. That's places when you would use 으로. What book is this? This is the Level 1 workbook. This is the cover right here, and it is linked in this live stream. It's on Amazon and it's on our website. Okay. Question C. Which of the following statements is most correct? 1. 에 and 으로 are very different grammar forms and are rarely, if ever, interchangeable. 2. 에 and 으로 have nuanced differences but are frequently interchangeable. So which one do you think is most correct? Which of these two statements? Are they really different and you can never interchange them? Or, they have slight differences but they are frequently interchangeable? Yes, the answer is 2. It's not something to stress about too much. There are some slight differences between 에 and 으로, but in most situations they are interchangeable and people will understand you with either one. Okay, now let's do a couple more practice problems. The first one, we're going to do translation exercises from English into Korean. So given the English sentences, write an equivalent Korean expression using our grammar form place 으로. Okay, so this one is, I'm headed towards home now. I'm headed towards home now. So frequently when you're translating from English into Korean, it actually helps to start at the back and start at the end and work backwards. So let's start with the now. So now in Korean is 지금. 지금 is now. And you could add an in particle if you want. 지금은, it's not necessarily required, but you could if you like. 지금. And then towards home. Towards home. Home in Korean is 집. 집. And then towards is our 으로 particle. 집으로, and we're using 으로 because it ends on a consonant. So 집으로, towards home. I'm headed. This is just the movement of 가다. 가다, so 가요, or you could say 가고 있어요. We haven't learnt this 고 있어요 grammar form yet, but you could use this as well. This is the present progressive tense. So, but you can also use 가요, the simple 가요 form, to talk about the present progressive as well. So 지금 집으로 가요, or 집으로 가고 있어요. Both are fine. And as always, you could also change this 으로 to an 에, and that's also a correct expression, right? You can say 지금 집에 가요. That's also fine. This one, 집으로 가요, emphasizes that it's a slight feeling of that's the direction that I'm heading. I'm heading towards home. That's in terms of my movement, my path of travel, that's where I'm headed towards. If you say 집에 가요, you're emphasizing that home is the place that I'm going. I'm going home. That is where I'm going to go. But they're very similar, right? You can see that it's a very similar sentence. Okay, B. Tom heads towards the library. Tom heads towards the library. So let's start with our subject, Tom. And we could add an in particle if we want. I'm just going to put one in here, Tom은, since we're making a general statement about Tom. Tom은. Now the library. Does anyone know what the library is in Korean? Anyone remember this vocabulary word? Tom은. The library. I see someone's already written it here. 도서관, yes, perfect. 도서관. Now this ends on a 받침, a consonant. So we're adding our 으로. 톰은 도서관으로 가요. or 가고 있어요. He's heading towards the library. He goes towards the library. Anything like that. The library is the direction he's going. Okay. Now, C. Sarah goes to Korea. Sarah goes to Korea. How would we use this? Say this using the 으로 particle. First, we're talking about Sarah. So let's write Sarah's name. Sarah는, we'll put the 는 particle. Or you could use 가. You could also say 사라가. Both are fine. 사라는 or 사라가 Korea. Next we have the word Korea, which in Korean is 한국. 한국. And this ends on a consonant, so 으로. Remember that we have to use, just because of this question, we're asked to use the 으로 particle. Any of these sentences can use 에, and they're both fine. But today we're practicing using the 으로 particle, so that's why I'm saying 한국으로 가요. She goes. That's where she goes. 사라는 한국에 가요 is also fine. It's essentially the same. They can both be used to talk about going or coming places. 으로 has a slight emphasis on the direction of travel, whereas 에 has a slight focus on the destination point. But they are very, very similar. And this last one, D, my friend is moving to America. And we've been given the verb to move, 이사 or 가다, means to move house or move countries. So my friend, first off, is 제 친구. 제 친구는, or 제 친구가, if you like. And then we're going to have America. Does anyone know or remember what America is in Korean? America. Shiro, yes, good sentence, perfect. 제 친구는, yes, Lotte, Sabrina, 미국. 미국 is America. Just a little bit of extra knowledge if you're interested. 미국 literally means beautiful country. If you go back to the Chinese characters where this comes from, mi is related to the character for beauty, and guk means country or nation. So 미국 means beautiful country, literally. 제 친구는 미국으로, in the direction of America, and then moving. Moving, we're going to use this 이사를 가다. 미국으로 이사를 가요 or 가고 있어요. 이사를 가요 or 가고 있어요. 제 친구는 미국으로 이사를 가요. My friend is moving to America. This 이사 is to move, and this little 가다 is to do the action of it. Why 으로? In the case of 이사하다 or 이사가다, it's most common to use 으로. It's most common to use 으로. What is 이사를? This is moving. Moving is literally like moving go. Literally. But it means to move house or move countries. Okay. Lastly, we have this chapter 4, or this question number 4. Can we say 갑니다? Yes. 이사를 갑니다 is just a little bit more formal. It uses the honorific ending, 갑니다, but it means the same thing. Yeah, that's also perfectly fine. Grammar combination, we're going to use 으로 and we're going to use 못. The real verb is 이사다. No, 이사 is a noun. 이사 is a noun meaning moving, and then we have 이사하다, which is to do moving, or 이사가다, which is to go moving. They're both used, but it's combined with 가다 or 하다. 이사 is a noun. Yes. That's the base verb. And then the 를 here is optional. It's a separable verb. So we learned about separable verbs in an earlier chapter. So it's separable. You can combine it into one verb, or you can say 이사를 하다 or 이사를 가다. All right, number 4, 으로 and 못. So what is 못? We learnt this in a previous chapter. This means can't. So if you can't do something or you cannot do something, oh, thank you for the roses. You can add 못 to your sentence to mean you cannot do that action. So the first one, A, says, I can't go towards the school. I guess there should be an S there, little typo. I can't go toward the school. Actually, you could say I can't go toward the school. I can't go towards the school. I can't go toward the school. I don't know. I'm not an English teacher. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I can't go toward the school. We're talking about going towards the school here. So the word for school in Korean is 학교. 학교 is school, and towards the school is 학교로. It ends on a vowel, so we don't need to add 으로, we just add 로. So towards the school cannot, 못, this is where our 못 goes. It goes before the verb. 학교로 못, and then we have the verb go, which is 가다, which becomes 가요, or 갑니다 is fine if you're speaking in honorific language. 학교로 못 가요, or 못 갑니다. I can't go towards school. So this would be if actually it's the direction of the school that you cannot go. So there's something like kind of blocking you from getting to the school. Maybe like the road is closed or it's flooded or something. Like there's something preventing you from taking that path of travel. Can you say 학교를? You can. You can say 학교를 못 가요. When you use the object particle with 가다, it It's used when going places that have specific actions tied to them. So 학교를 못 가요 kind of means I can't study at school. When you use the remember the object particle shows that it's the object of the verb. So 학교를 is like studying is the object of the sentence. You cannot go, you cannot study at the school. And you can also say 학교에 못 가요. Yes, if you say 학교에 못 가요, that means I can't go to school. School as a destination, you can't go to. So maybe school, maybe it's the weekend, so that's why you can't go to school. Or maybe it's a public holiday, so school's closed for the day. You see how it's a slightly different meaning. If you say 학교에 못 가요, I can't go to school as the location. For some reason, school is closed. 학교로 못 가요 is I can't go in the direction of school. There's something blocking the road. So you can kind of see how there's a little difference there, depending on what you intend to say. Okay, B, I can't go towards the office today. So there's a couple of different words for office. In this book, we use 사무실, but you could also use 회사. 사무실. Now, careful with this noun here. It ends on a lir. Now, this is a consonant, right? But because it's a lir, we just put ro. You don't add uro, you just add ro. Do I go live daily? No, I just go live on Mondays. Used to be Fridays, now Mondays. 사무실로. And now we have our 못, right? I cannot go. I missed our today. You put today at the start. We'll add that here. 오늘은 today 사무실로 to the office 못 cannot 가요 go. So today to the office cannot go, or I can't go towards the office today. 오늘은 사무실로 못 가요. So again, this emphasizes that it's actually the direction, the path of travel is prevented from, so for some reason, getting from where you are to your office, you cannot get there. Whereas if you said 오늘은 사무실에 못 가요, that means you can't go to the office, as in, for example, today you can't go to work, basically. Why don't you put the pronoun? It's obligatory, yes. So in English, we have to put pronouns in our sentences, right? We have to say I, etc. Korean, you do not have to. It's not required, but it is optional. You could add 저는 to these sentences, and it's totally fine. 저는 학교로 못 가요, and 저는 오늘 사무실로 못 가요. Those are both fine. I'm just dropping it just because oftentimes in Korean it is very natural just to drop the subject. This is the cover of the book. Question, why put an in after 오늘? 오늘. So it's optional. Again, it's not required. You can just say 오늘 학교로 못 가요. That's totally fine. If you put an 오늘, or if you put an in after 오늘, it does add a slight feeling of contrast. You're kind of saying like, well, as for today, I can't go to school, but in other days I can. But you can drop it if you like. Okay. But yeah, it gives that sort of emphasis feeling, or like today I can't go to work. Other days I can, but like today I can't. 오늘은 sounds more natural, yeah. I put an 오늘은 today because in this situation, right, most days you can go to your work, right? Most days you can go to work, you go to work most days, but today you can't. Okay, C. Tom can't go towards the gym. Tom can't go towards the gym. So this first, we are talking about Tom now. So let's add Tom to our sentence. Now Tom ends on a consonant, so we're going to add un. The topic particle, here's the topic of our sentence, Tom은. And then go towards the gym. So you don't remember what the gym is in Korean. We had it on the previous page. The gym. Do you don't remember? The gym. Gym으로. 헬스장, 변란. Perfect, thank you. 헬스장 means the gym. 헬스장. Now this ends on a consonant, so we add 으로. In the direction of the gym, Tom cannot go. Cannot is our 못. 못 가요. Tom은 헬스장으로 못 가요. Tom, in the direction of the gym, he cannot go. All right, and lucky last, D. Sarah can't move to Korea. Sarah can't move to Korea. Here we are talking about Sarah, which is, or Sarah, I think it's written kind of similar ways. And we're talking about Sarah as our topic, so we're going to add 는. Now she ends on a vowel sound, so that's why she uses 는. Tom ends on a consonant sound, so he has 은. Sarah는, Tom은. Sarah는 to Korea. To Korea is 한국. 한국 is Korea, and then to Korea, in the direction of Korea, is 으로. 사라는 한국으로. Now she can't go there. 못 가요. 못 가요. You could also say 한국으로 이사 못 가요. Now remember, that one's a little tricky because 이사하다, 이사가다 is a separable 하다 verb. So if in inseparable 하다 verbs, the 못 goes in the middle, right? We learnt about this in a previous chapter. Yeah, so 이사를 못 해요, 이사를 못 가요, 한국으로 못 가요. This is the book right here, the level 1 workbook. You can use the air particle too. 사라는 한국에 못 가요. Let's do a couple other examples. You could do 한국으로 이사를 못 가요. That's also fine. 한국으로 이사를 못 가요. It also explains, yes. It doesn't seem like level 1. I know it's hard to learn a language. It's when you're starting from the beginning, it is difficult, especially when the whole alphabet is different as well. This is counted as a beginner lesson, but obviously there's a range, right? There's a range of beginners. There's, very first beginners who are still learning to read and write, still learning basic vocabulary, basic grammar, and then there's more upper beginners who are starting to learn some of these things. So it depends just where you're at. It is a journey, it's a process. How long have I been learning Korean? I've been learning Korean for probably about 8 years now. I think, yeah, quite a while. 한국으로 이사를 못해요, you could also say as well. They're all basically equivalent expressions. If you're talking about moving, perhaps maybe you want to use one of these verbs because this 이사하다, 이사가다 verb is talk about moving. But this is a little tricky because remember you have to put this 못 in the middle because it's a separable verb. And of course, if you said 한국으로 못 이사해요, like people would understand you, right? People would understand. It's just not as natural. It's more natural to put it in the middle. I'm slacked on grammar, yeah. Language is a muscle, right? You've got to keep using it. You've got to keep practicing it. If you leave it for a while, you might forget some, but it comes back, right? As soon as you start again, these things come back to you. It never really leaves. You just bought the textbook. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. Where can I find these workbooks? These workbooks are available on TikTok Shop. They're available on Amazon. And you can also find them on our website. We do also have PDFs available if you prefer having a digital copy, if you prefer working on a tablet or iPad, even on your computer, you can find a PDF version as well. Depending on shipping, it might be easier for you to get the PDF version. And we always say if you like, you can always print the PDF yourself if you prefer. But keep in mind it is close to 200 pages. Where am I from? I'm from New Zealand. There is answers in the back as well, so if you are self-studying, we do give answers, and we also give lots of little tips as well to help you out. As a beginner, I struggle on knowing whether I should go through a textbook or YouTube videos. Do both. That's my recommendation, is to do both of them. Use a textbook, use YouTube videos, use as many different resources as you can, honestly. Use podcasts, use Korean dramas, use music, anything that you like, anything you enjoy. And then YouTube videos obviously are free, so those are great resources. There's so much great stuff on YouTube. Textbooks, I think it really helps to have some structure to those. So a textbook can really help you give some structure to your learning and give you sort of like a steady pace to your learning, so you're not kind of just sporadically or kind of crazily learning different things. Sometimes it is nice to have that structure, in which case a textbook is good. The one that we have is the textbook right here, this Conversational Korean Grammar textbook, and this is what the workbooks are designed to pair with. So we have 5 workbooks and 1 textbook, but yeah. But a variety of resources I highly recommend. It's always good to learn from different sources, and also it helps your brain too. When you see the same information in different places, your brain, it creates more connections in your brain. That's essentially what learning is. Learning is all about making those connections, and then the more places you see these things, the more different locations you see these things, the stronger those connections get. So learning from different resources actually helps your brain, gets that information to stick a lot better. Obviously, you got to sometimes choose different things, but you can ask for recommendations, you can look for, what people like, or if you like this book, you can check out this book. Can you recommend some YouTube channels to learn Korean grammar? I recommend Talk to Me in Korean. Talk to Me in Korean is a great resource. Also, Go Billy Korean. Go Billy Korean has great videos as well. I would start with those 2, I think. Yeah. Suddenly realizing that I understand some K-pop lyrics. Yes, that's a great achievement. Congratulations. Is this book only for exercises and the other only for grammar? Yes, so the textbook does have some exercises in it. It has some little activities. But the bulk of this book is just explaining things, giving conjugation rules, and then you practice it in the workbooks. And there are more levels too, so if this is too easy, there is a level 2, there is a level 3. The level 4 book is in proofreading stages, and the level 5 book is coming out, is in our first draft stage. So there'll be 5 in total. There are 3 out currently, with 2 more on the way. Okay. Twitter, yeah, I've heard good things about Twitter. I haven't used it myself, but I've heard it's good. Actually, I can't, on TikTok, I've been flagged on TikTok for saying names of other apps. They tell me that I'm not allowed to do that, so I won't say too many apps or anything out on TikTok, because I get negative marks or whatever, which is silly, but anyway. If you put them in the comments, you can check those out. In any case, if you're looking for a textbook and workbook, you can check out ours. I recommend it. It's a good place to start. And yeah. Okay, so today is kind of a short one, since it was kind of a short chapter. And then next week, I will be doing numbers. So next week, on Monday, if you want to come back and practice and learn some Korean numbers. Numbers in Korean are tricky. It is something that a lot of learners struggle with. It's something even I still struggle with sometimes. It's tricky. Am I going live on Thursday as well? I'm not planning on it, just next Monday. Yeah, I'm changing the day to Mondays. But if you're interested in coming back and doing more, come back on Monday to learn about numbers. And as always, I will put these live streams up on YouTube so you can watch them later if you miss one, or if you want to go back and watch an old one, you can do that as well. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming, for being here. And I'll see you next week if you want to come back. Also, just as a final thing, this again, one more time, is the cover. You can screenshot it if you want to save it for later. And thank you all for being here. Hope you have a wonderful Monday, wonderful rest of your week. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Taumea bio. See you next time. What time on Monday? 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is about 40 minutes before now, wherever you are. All right, thank you. 감사합니다. Thank you. Bye.